All right, we're live on StreamYard, and let's have a look. And we're live on YouTube. So there we go. And I said I ain't seen nobody yet, but it takes time. So I'll just waffle on like I normally do while we wait for a few people to show up. You know. So yeah, I just there was something I was going to mention to you, and I can't remember what it was. Nah, it's gone. It's gone totally. I mean, I tell you, I sit here and watch YouTubes, and I don't watch. I'm trying to think. Do I watch any other channels? No, I haven't watched any of the ones I used to watch. I'm talking about like gun channel type things.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I don't know. Am I moving on or what? I don't know. Hey,
Yeah.
Raphael, good to see you. Yeah, I don't know. Sitting here, I don't know. Maybe I need to get back. Maybe that's what my problem is. I need to get back into it. Have my finger on the pulse type thing, because I don't know what in the hell is going on in the gun world, really. Only what I read and see, that's I could be missing. I mean, like there's new guns and people are talking about guns. I couldn't tell you what new gun came out this year and what didn't. I have no clue. So, that's what I'm saying. I'm totally out of touch with it all. I need to get back into it. Look, I'm becoming an old FUD, but it's that,
Yeah. To be fair, a lot of the shows did change or aren't being done anymore. So in some cases where, I assume both of us had pulled information or heard about things we might not have otherwise, some of those places aren't there anymore. So
yeah.
obviously there's probably other places that have filled in a spot, but it's whether we've come across them or not. And then
Yes.
obviously
Yes.
the time you have to invest in that, so it's different now because you don't live alone anymore. So that's taking up some of your time as
Yes,
well.
it has. It has.
So it's basically maybe you just got to jot a note to try to focus on finding some new sources of information when you do have free time,
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Got a good. That's a good point. Yeah. I mean, I do have time to look to see if there's anything out there. Say, oh, I'll check that one out and see what it's like.
yeah.
Not sit here watching video after video, but jot a few channel names down and then check. Then when I have 5 minutes, check them out. Yeah, that might work. Get me back into it. So, have you bought yourself another 380 yet?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Still like that one. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but yeah, no, I haven't purchased anything else recently. So
Yeah. Yeah. So right now it's only showing Raphael in the chat. I don't know if there's any lurkers there or not, but
oh, welcome, Raphael.
yeah. Well, according to the viewer count on YouTube, it says there's 5 people here, but where they're at, I do not know. They must. Does that count in me and you too on that number?
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
I'm not viewing the show, can't see the chat, so I wouldn't think so.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let me introduce you to Raphael. One of our panelists tonight is New York Outcast. How you doing?
Doing all right. Trying to stay dry in my area. So we've had a lot of rain rivers we're getting to the point where they're questionably going to bust the banks, and then it's died down a bit. They went down, and now we're back to a couple days of rain again. So
Yeah.
so just getting by, and that's pretty much what I got.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
All right. Mind you, though, real quick, when I watched your last couple of videos, well, your shorts, when you're shooting the 380,
Yep.
have you've done some work on that range of yours, or is that a different one?
I believe it's the same one.
It looks like sort of like fences around it type. Not real.
No,
There was
there was some trees that had come down through some storms last year that I had to kind of drag out of the way, and so it kind of makes a channel, I guess, or whatnot.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I was noticing. Yeah. It was sort of, it's like you got a shooting lane there type thing.
Basically, yeah, that's the idea. And then I have trees that I use for markers that are laid down about every 12 feet, I think it was. That way I could easily simulate, like, it might have been 10 feet, 21 feet or whatever. Yeah. I can get a range on my targets that I'm placing out there. So,
all right.
So, yeah. Right. So yeah, it's kind of composed like a shooting lane. Plus, there's times I've had, several people out there at one time too. So with anybody new or whatever, this is the firing line. We don't cross this, whatever. And it's just kind of a little bit more structured on that aspect too. So,
okay.
An angle of fire, this is where we're at. So,
yeah.
And it is into a hillside as well. So I don't know if it comes across on video, but most, just about all of it is shooting in uphill into an inside. It's a slight grade,
it doesn't show that much.
Okay, yeah. But any rounds that go over, even though I keep my targets low, anything that goes over basically is within, verifiably hitting the ground. So that's one of my big, if you're going to have an area, is make sure you got a backstop, obviously, because we are responsible for all those rounds. So if you go out to the woods, find a decent spot, make sure somebody's not camping back there, or there's some hobo or God knows what, and because you're not looking for issues. So that's part of the reason I like that spot, because I can do a visual check.
Yeah, and you don't want to accidentally, shoot a 22 into Sasquatch,
Yeah, because that would just piss them off, and I'm not looking to get my ass kicked out there. So
yeah. Yeah, I mean where I shoot at my friend's place. Hey, you're practically shooting into a hill too, behind all our targets we have.
Yeah, I think it's smart if you don't have a built backstop, because it's just a natural one that you can be accountable for your rounds.
Oh yeah.
Nothing went out across the highway, or nothing landed on somebody's house, half a mile away or something, whatever. You're accountable for your stuff,
Oh yeah. Yeah, we are. When I say a hill, it's more like he has a ridge running sort of basically right around his property type thing. So we're hitting the rock, basically. There is one on the far left. I think it's was it far left? There is a path that will take you to the neighbor who's maybe 3/4 of a mile away, but we don't shoot in that direction. So there's no way you're going down that path,
Yep.
Yeah, but otherwise it's hitting into the hillside, which, as I said, like when I'm shooting that 308 and stuff, that's a powerful rifle. I mean, that bullet would be traveling for miles. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Figure it's the best way to deal with it. That way, if there is any calls or any issues, it's obvious that it couldn't have accidentally happened or so. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
if you got a nervous neighbor or something.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually, that sort of segues, is that the word I'm looking for, into my question here. If to do with self defense, we're talking about, shooting, right? Practice. Well, I want to know. I mean, do you call it practice or training? I guess it's practice. But where I'm going, without training or practice, can I mean, because like if you have to defend yourself. Can you survive without training and practice? Do you think? Because you read some of these stories, some of these people, you know, had their gun sitting in their house, but that the only time they ever shot it was like when they defended themselves. You know, they still got
Yeah.
they still got the first box of ammunition they ever bought,
Yep.
type thing. Well, and that's what I was wondering, because where I'm going with that is, I'm trying to practice more, and I'm I'm setting a bad example. I'm not practicing as much as I thought I was going to.
Right.
You know, so I need what I'm.
Well, I think you could still be effective without regular practice or training in a standard home invasion, or something like that. A junkie breaking into the wrong house with intent to harm or something. I don't know. I think in most cases, you could still be effective, but I think it's proven that training improves your effectiveness, if that makes any sense. You're
Yeah, yeah,
more reliable, more capable. So, and practice would be practicing your training to improve on times or your draw, or, maybe even practice as far as your home security plan, have a backup gun around the house in case, it's not on you or something. I don't, that's a whole different kind of ball game, however you want to look at that.
yeah,
Uh, but no, I think it's been proven several times in both cases, as far as for and against, where there's been cases of, 12, 13-year-old boys defending their homes and family members from home intruders that weren't, didn't have any advanced training, stuff like that. There's also cases of, people of all ages as adults doing the same, defending their homes, properly with a firearm. But we've also heard cases of people getting stabbed in the back trying to unlock their gun from a gun cabinet as well.
yeah,
Or they had a gun, but things still ended up bad for them. I don't think there's any true guarantee because it's life and things happen. But with training, you're better off. It's more to your favor. So should you? Probably. Should you practice? Yes. If you don't practice, does it mean you're doomed to die in that situation? No. But your odds would be better if you practice.
I
At least
agree with
that's
you.
my take from it. So, again, that's just my understanding of it. We're all probably guilty of not putting in enough effort at sometimes due to life or for one reason or another. But
Yeah,
obviously, we should do what what we need to stay proficient. And if you are defending other people, your family, this or that, whatever the case may be, then despite how you feel for yourself, you may want to put in more effort for their sake. Or if it's an employment, it's your job to protect people. Well, then you shouldn't get relaxed. You should do the best you can do because, you have other people depending on you. Just
yeah,
depending on yourself, you want to be lazy and take your chances, you're still better off than not, but you could do better.
yeah, yeah. As I said, the reason I told myself and everybody else that I'm gonna get out there and shoot more, and I'm not shooting as much as I wanted to, is because as I said, I noticed. I mean, not trying to be right. I'm a pretty good. I'll rephrase that. I was a pretty good shot. I'm not hitting it, as good as I used to be, and that's because I'm not practicing.
Are you talking about shooting, or are you talking about your girlfriend here?
Talking about shooting.
All right, I'm making sure we're still on the same page.
Yeah. Talking about shooting, I'm not as, I don't, when I used to be able to shoot, good example, 25 yards and hit the target every time, even with my 380, but now at 25 yards, I'll be lucky to, out of a magazine that holds 8, I might hit the target twice. That's what made me, and as I was saying, it's and even close up, even at sort of like 15 yards, I miss sometimes, and that bothers me.
I think it's bothering you, and it sounds like you slipped a bit, so it sounds like you got to practice a little bit more. And
yeah.
I know you go there at your buddy's place and you're joking around, and shooting is just fun. Like, I think a lot of us can agree it's just fun to shoot sometimes.
Yes.
Sometimes you get there, you get all excited, and you shoot your hollow points when you didn't mean to. If it's your carry gun, and you're like, oh shit! But
Yeah.
there goes so much money. It happens. Sometimes we just like shooting, but
Yeah.
you gotta keep in mind, if you feel that way, maybe put more focus on going right back to the basics, how you're holding your breath, you know what I mean? Instead of having fun, focus on what you need to do to bring it back in.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's what I need to do. And, I've been letting myself down by not doing what I was set out to do. And it's only because I get complacent. We go there, even if we're not shooting, we all, we're sit around and start talking. And before you know it, with all intentions to go out back to start to shoot, we start talking. Next thing you know, 2 or 3 hours have gone by, and we just been bullshitting in the garage there. So it's time to go home now. I'm too late. I can't shoot now. So
more focus, I would state. So yeah, and I've been guilty of the same thing. My targets, I like the smaller ones because you got to focus more. But I'll get there sometimes set up, and it's weird. Like my first round, I can't miss, or my first round, it's like I'm way the hell off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then I got to stop and focus. Once I start focusing, it's ding, ding, ding. But just rolling up to shoot. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah, I could have done better, but I'm just looking forward to get out and shoot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I've got a couple of most of my targets are down at my friend's house now. But where I was going to is I was thinking maybe that I might. I told you I used to start when I first moved here. I used to go shooting down the Conservation Club because there was nobody down there ever.
Yep.
Hardly. And I got a couple of targets like you have, those small low ones, and you shoot them and it flips over and another target comes up.
Okay.
So it rotates. It goes around.
Yep.
And I got a couple of those. I'm thinking of maybe taking those and go down there on my own and practice.
Yeah.
Because I said I might do that because it's my friend. He's got issues going on. I'm not going to go into details, but
okay, yeah.
So I don't go. I don't go.
Get out.
I don't go over there every day. You know what I'm saying? So maybe the days I don't go over there, I'll go down to Conservation Club and shoot. I pay my $10 every year. That's how much it costs to be a member. You know.
Might as well. The weather's better, so
Yeah,
yeah.
and not only that, once I finish shooting, I can put all my stuff away, pull out my fishing pole, and go fishing the lake that's down there at the conservation club. You
There you
know,
go.
so
Yeah.
you could go shoot and then catch dinner. You know, but it's
Yeah, find the smaller targets. Makes you focus a little bit more.
that's what I
I
was
mean,
thinking too.
obviously, papers probably would be recommended as far as
I got paper targets.
is
Well, I got actually it's
getting a good result of what you're
yeah
doing and feedback. But if you're gonna use metal or it's easier to set up or whatever, if you
yeah
had the smaller ones, you can bring your shots in a little tighter, so
yeah. When I say I got paper, I got those. Actually, it's not actual physically paper. It's more like that card, and when you hit it, it sort of splatters, where you can see where you hit and that kind of thing.
yep. Yep,
I got
I've got
I
some
got
of those as
loads of
well.
those.
Are
You
they
know,
active targets or something, or reactive targets? I
yeah,
think
I
they're
think that's what they're
called.
called or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've got some of those.
I got a whole bundle of them back here.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's
I
good
think
too.
they've been.
Yeah.
I brought them with me from Rhode Island, so that's how long they've been sitting back here in the corner. You know, I might as well use them. You know, so that's my new game plan. Let's see. Let me see if I can make it happen this week. Go down there. I said because normally, even during the summer, between Mondays and Fridays, you hardly run into a person down there in the morning. In the few times I may run into one person while I was down there, and I remember the one person I found down there. I said I'm going to do some shooting over here. Just wanted to let you know, so you don't freak out when you hear a gun going off. And he said, "Yeah, no problem. Go for it." I can't remember. I think he was. No, he wasn't. He was doing something else down there. He was actually cutting down trees, not where I was shooting, off to the other side around the pond. He was actually working for him, and he said, "Yeah, I got to tidy up some trees over here." So he was over there with his chainsaw cutting down trees while I was shooting. So that's the only time I ever ran into anybody down there. So I might as well start using it again. So plus, last time when I used to go down there, it was back in the days. I'm trying to think, when did I get my new hip? 220? It's been 2 or 3 years since I've actually shot down there. So I need to start using it again. Hey, Two Live Moose joined us in the chat. Good to see you.
Welcome, Moo.
Yeah. Hey, glad you could show up. I don't know where everybody is tonight. Maybe I think people are getting tired of me. Is he going to be here tonight or is he not going to be here? I don't do that on purpose. It's just the way things go. But I'm trying to stick to the regular schedule. I really do. So, so there we go. Just wanted to mention that. So, hey, Chris from the 740s here too. Man, they're all starting to show up. So, I'm glad.
Hello, Chris.
Yeah. Oh, two Live Moose said he was listening while making supper. There you go. I understand. That's not a problem. It's just
See, there used to be a barbecue chat, and then Moo would be on there, and they'd be discussing all this stuff that Moo makes and smoking meat. He's always cooking something, and they'd bring up stuff firearms related and stuff. So that's one of those goes back to shows that used to be around.
Oh, it's not
so
around anymore.
not that I'm aware of. So or at least not consistently or something.
Yeah. I think. People change. Life happens. Things get changed around and stuff. There's very few shows that are still going on that were going years ago. So, the ones I liked anyway. So yeah, but yeah, as you said, need to start searching for other shows. If you out there in the chat, if you guys recommend any channels to watch, drop them down in an email and send them to me. I'm trying to get myself all back into you know being on gun stuff and stuff like that, because I feel I just got lazy and complacent. I think is the correct term I'm looking for. It's got to. Oh, now I'll just sit here and watch TV. Where I could be in here. In a chat, even though I don't say anything. Listening and seeing what's going on and hearing about guns and stuff like that. What's going on uh, on in the world besides here in Southern Indiana. So yeah. But back to what we were saying. Yeah, so I plan on doing that. I'm going to go down to Conservation Club with my little targets and start practicing again, shooting over my friends, and instead of standing around BSing for 2 or 3 hours, go out the back there, and especially when it's nice, like today, 80 degrees. Right. Well, and this morning when I was over there, it was only in the mid 60s. And the sun was shining. It'd be the perfect time to go out back there and shoot. What do? Sit around in BS. Wasted the whole morning basically. Yeah. What I need to start doing too is I got a bad habit, and I've been doing this for a long, long time, for years. Is I go out I'm a morning person. I like going out and getting stuff done in the morning, getting it done out the way. Then the rest of the day is mine. But it's come to the point where it's like I'll get home by lunchtime, say. I'll get changed, put my shorts on and a t-shirt. And once I don't want to get dressed and go back out again. That's how I've become. I've become one of them old people. It's pretty sad, really. When I've been trying to evaluate what's going on. So I need to. I think when was it? About 2 months ago, I shot the 308, or a month and a half ago was the last time I shot that. I haven't shot it since. It's pretty sad. So, and I got all them other firearms in my gun cabinet there that I haven't shot. I can't remember the last time I fired the 357 Magnum. I haven't even shot 38 specials through it. So I got I pulled it out the other day to wipe it down. My 1911, and it's been so long sitting in there. It's not shiny. It's not dirty, and it's not rusted. It's just gone dull. Just, what I'm saying there. It's sort of, it clean. It shone back up, no problem, wiping it down and stuff. But that's pretty sad. I pulled out my my 22 lever action. Even the wood, I had to shine the wood back up. It's getting pretty sad in that aspect. And actually, like the AR-15 up there on the thing, and I had to take a rag to them and wipe them off. They're all dusty because they've just been sitting there. It's God, it's pitiful, guys. It's pitiful. I'm not dead yet. Oh, Chris from 740 says, I'm going to move to the reloading room and turn this on the TV. Oh, there you go. I make good soap opera. Yeah. I need to. I mean, I've got a.
Dave of Rick's life.
Yeah. I mean, for a monitor, I got a 24-inch. It's only a 24-inch. Actually, it's a TV that I use. You know, I don't think I rarely ever watched TV on it because I got my big one in the other room, but I use it mainly for a computer screen. So, yeah. All right, Chris is back. Didn't miss you. Didn't know you were gone. Hey, Shady Hill Homestead's here. How you doing? So, yeah. So I'm not dead yet. So I need to get out there and live. You know what I'm saying? Do something anyway. So that's my game plan. Now I just gotta put it into action. That's the hard part. You know, what they say, the roads are always paved with good intention. You know, you got to do it for it to happen. Thinking about it doesn't do anything really.
Got to be about it.
Yeah, that's what I got to start doing. You know,
as far as other shows, I don't know if you're aware, but I'll mention it because it's one I'm usually on. Is Scotsman does one Sunday evening at 7 as well. I believe it's 7. So, like you, he's not 100% consistent, but he does usually have a show up. And sometimes topics get brought up in that of newer things going on. So, not all the time, but sometimes. So, could be another source of possibly entertainment or information occasionally.
Yeah. Yeah, I wrote it down. I'll, give me something to do.
Called Foreign and Domestic.
Oh, that's what it's called?
Yep.
Foreign and Domestic. Good title, though. Okay. Are the usual suspects there?
It's probably split down the middle. There's some usual suspects, but some don't seem to go there. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'll check it out. I'll check him out. But you're normally there.
Yeah, usually I show up there. Try to. So
you're on the panel.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I remember there was a day that Rick did a show on Saturdays, but he doesn't do that anymore. Yeah. G23 did a show, but he decided to quit. He got lazy, ate a hot chip and quit.
He almost died.
He was a grown ass man. He knew what he was getting into.
Yeah.
But, so just to name a few others.
Yeah, there was a few. All right.
Caliber Corner.
Yes. Yeah, he used to be on Saturday mornings. I used to like him being there on Saturday mornings because I would steal some of his topics from my show.
Yeah. He occasionally does something, but it's not a regular thing now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, that's because he's got a partner now. I think it's taking up a lot of his time. So there we go. I'm trying to think who else. Does Guns and Barbecue still hold a chat? He used to.
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless I've been, like YouTube likes to do. If it unsubscribed me or something, I haven't checked, but not that I'm aware of. So.
Okay. And thanks for the link there to Live Move. Appreciate it. I will check into that. And I'm trying to think who else did I get. I'm trying to think who else did we. Damn, it's been so long. There's a few there. I know there's a few there. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but if I saw them, I would say, "Oh yeah, I used to hang out on that one."
Yeah. Well, I believe, it may be a different group of people here, but Clover Tack still, I believe, does a show.
Yeah,
Ghost Tactical still does a show. I believe, what is it, C4? So
yeah, yeah,
he probably still got a show going. I haven't looked into it at all. I get ghost notifications, but I don't get much of those either. I liked his car thing that he had going on a little bit, but
yeah.
excuse me. But
Oh, what's his name used to do a. I know you wouldn't go to it. 'Cause it was a reloading chat, but no, damn, his name slipped my mind. He moved to Tennessee.
I believe I know what you're speaking of. Jamie, I'm trying to think. He's usually there. JH, he's one of the panelists on Scotsman's show. Georgia
Okay.
Shooting Connection.
The what?
Georgia Shooting Connection, I believe it is referred
Okay.
to. I'm not exactly
Yeah.
sure. So,
Yeah. And what's what used
Hillbilly
to-
Up. Hillbilly Up does a show. Last I
Yeah.
knew.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there's
Echo.
still
That's
some.
it, Chris. Yeah, the guy's name was Echo, who was down in Florida, and he moved to Tennessee.
Okay.
He was in
Yeah.
the reloading. He was I think he was he was partially blind in it, I think in one eye, or so he had vision issues. Let's put it that way. But he used to be good in the reloading. Yeah. Then it used to, and there used to be another one who done reloading. What was it? AR something is 1776 or something. His name was. I think he's still on my emailing list. Even Echo's still on my emailing list. I email him with an invitation to the show every week, and it doesn't get bounced back. So either it's going somewhere or he's just deleting it. But that's okay. I said everybody moves on. So, but I'll check a few of those out again. Yeah, you're right. I used to listen to Clover when he used to doing his show, so I might check him out. Been a while. You never know. So there we go. So I appreciate it. If anybody else can think of any shows, I said either email me or whatever with them, and I'll check them out. So there was something I was gonna. What am I looking for? Oh, this is what I'm looking for. No, it's not. Oh man. It's all right. Hang on. I hit the wrong button. I've lost my screen. I know you guys can still hear me, I hope. But I've lost my screen here. So okay. Hang on. Where are you? Aha! Got it back. There we go. So yeah. Yeah. Oh, what else was there? I can't remember what it was. Damn, I tell you, I'm getting more like Biden every day. That's why I need to get out and start doing stuff. Keep myself active. Keep the old mind working. So you're very quiet here. You're not disagreeing with me there in New York.
Yeah. Well, you're on point. I mean, you got to stay active. You use it or lose it.
Yeah.
I'm working
right.
on a slice of pizza right there, but that's why I'm quiet. But I really didn't have anything to add. You wrapped it up.
Chris from the 740 said Echo's show was the very first show I was ever on. Okay. All right. Yeah, he done some good shows, but I said he moved to Tennessee. I don't know what in the hell why he went there. I think he he got the homesteading bug or something, didn't he? Somebody told me. I don't know if it's true or not. So, because I remember when he was building that reloading room of his. I mean, it was nice. But anyway, I don't want to bore you, New York Outcast, so I'll just move on. From Reloaded. That's another thing I need to look out for. Talking Reloading on YouTube is because, can you still talk about it and that anymore, or is that still taboo on this format? I don't know. Do you see any Reloading channels? I know you don't watch them, but do you ever come across any?
Yeah, I've seen some clips out there. I'm not sure what the stipulation is. I believe basically they don't want you showing a complete process, so you can kind of break everything up in stages and still put it out. As far as anything on a live stream or something like that.
Yeah,
so,
you can't actually sort of like show making a
manufacturing of
start to
ammunition,
finish.
something like that. Yeah,
because
but
you're manufacturing something,
I believe,
Yeah.
but again, this is going by hearsay from people
Yeah.
online. So I haven't looked into it personally. I don't know.
Even Whatchamacallit used to do a show every now and then. Comes on here. He was on here a few weeks ago. Oh my God, our man from Michigan. Oh God, talk to me. What the hell's his name? It's shit. It's totally gone. Oh man, this is terrible. I am embarrassed now. I can't even remember his goddamn screen name. Oh, damn. Squibload. He used to do a chat every now and then. Squib, that's it, Shady Hill.
I didn't think you were referring to Squib. Yeah, he's done one, but he only did a couple shows, and they took off quite well. And then he just kind of canned the project. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing, or as far as that's concerned, it doesn't seem like he has much interest in it. So he is doing a bunch of other things as far as channels, reviews, stuff.
He does his gardening reviews still.
Yeah, taste testings and things like this as well.
Yeah.
And he does have a couple other channels out there with other stuff. So
okay.
I think he's just kind of shifted his efforts.
Yeah. Plus, he's busy with life too. That's why we don't see much of him. So.
Yep.
But life goes on. So.
Spends half his time fixing a used Audi.
Yeah. Mind you, he's gonna have to start repairing his pickup soon, because that's getting old now, ain't it? It's got to be 4 or 5 years old now.
Yeah, in Squib years, it's probably an antique. I don't know.
Yeah,
so
yeah. So yeah. Oh well, there we go. But see, I got some diehards here. I've been coming here for ages, like yourself. 2 Live Moo. Been coming here a long time. Raphael was here from the beginning. So, yeah. Because I know what you're talking about. My Saturday show was more of a general, guns, politics type thing. Wednesday originally was, what was it? Shooting with disabilities. I think Wednesdays was how I started it. But that sort of like didn't really take off per se. I felt it didn't anyway, and it just morphed into another regular sort of like it is now. A regular
I think that's
sort of.
all Patriot and the Dark's fault though, because he quit right at the height of it.
Yes,
You know,
he did. He was
I don't
sort of
know if
like,
he couldn't find the place anymore or what was going on, but
yeah, I know.
he stood you up, walked out, you know, said he wasn't paying his portion of the bill, and took right off.
Yeah, yeah. You're right. He did. He just dropped me right in it to struggle on my own. And you know, occasionally, I mean, he here drop in when he comes in or answer my quiz and normally win. Then I don't see him again for weeks and weeks and weeks. You know, so there you go. At least he does. I mean, I'm trying to think who else. There was a couple of actually at one time I used to get 4 or 5 people here on the panel. You know, in the good old days. So there we go. You know,
Yep. Tony used to show up.
who?
Tony.
Yes. Tony would show up in the evening. Yeah, he used to show up on them. Yeah, even Sean Ponnery would show up every now and then. You know, so
I believe G Webs occasionally.
yes.
Guns and Barbecue.
Yeah. You're right. I said we even used to get the I said even Ghost Tactical would come on the panel once or twice too. You know? So yeah. Oh well. That's why I'm saying I gotta move on, find other channels to go to. You know? I need to get back into it. I really do. Get back into that firearm mindset is what I need to do. You know, it's all about me again, talking about poor old me, you know, getting complacent. If anybody was late, I've been getting complacent and lazy. I don't know if that's the same thing or not, but you know, I'm getting sort of in a rut, you know, and I need to change. I need to get out there and start doing shit. So I need to start intermingling with the people on here too who do have shows. You know, I mean, I'm subscribed to all kinds of people. A lot of them don't have, as you said, don't have channels anymore, but their names still showing up on my list. So they're actually on. I think I send out 21 invites every Wednesday to come and join on the panel. You know, I don't expect everyone to come on it, but where I was going with this, is that none of them, I think, shit, I'm trying to think.
I'll go ahead and say it. You never thought the crazy black guy would be the only one that shows up.
Yes, but no, where I was going with this
You
is
can't even tell your friends about the show now.
No, damn. Now I forgot. I lost my train of thought there. You threw me off. You know. Oh yeah, out of the 21 invites, I'm not expecting everybody to say I'm coming in, I'm coming. But where I'm going is I'm not getting any emails bouncing back to me saying they're not there anymore or anything. You know.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're still around or not.
This is where I want to cut in and just put out there for the regulars. Long time ago, I've mentioned to Rick, you know, maybe everybody doesn't care for my personality. Maybe I should sit out for a while. And the response basically was, you know, he didn't think that was a concerning issue. So if it was, I apologize for ruining Rick's show. I don't know if that's the case or not, but you know,
I don't think it
Everybody
is.
seemed to quit afterwards, so maybe it was me. I don't know.
No, it's not you. It's not you. I think it's me. I think it's me. Be honest with you, because some people don't like my style of just waffling on like I do. You know. Plus, I've backed off on that political stuff as much as I used to do. You know.
Yeah,
I
but
thought
to
that
be
was
honest, I think a lot of people in the community kind of got burned out a little bit because everybody was doing the political stuff.
yeah, yeah,
So it might just kind of be the tempo of the flow at the moment. I don't know.
yeah. But I want to get. I mean, I don't mind talking. About myself. I don't have. I don't. I put my personal stuff out on here that I want you guys to know. I don't have a problem with that. But I want to, and I don't mind talking about other topics either. But I want to try to keep it gun-ish, gunnish related ish. If you know what I mean. That's what I'm trying for. Oh yes, Jason. Yeah, somebody Chris 40 said I miss seeing Jason on here.
Yeah, it's Winston Stewart.
Yeah,
Probably
Jason
Seven
Stewart.
Wonders used to be around, but
Jason
not
Stewart
no
got a
more.
girlfriend, didn't he?
Yeah, I think last I know he had a couple, so I don't know what the hell he's doing. So
Yeah, okay.
I know he's been busy, and it's his mom is
Hasn't been
taking up
well,
some of his time. Yeah, so
and the building business in Ohio suffered a few years ago, and he
yeah,
wasn't working as often as he was before. Because I think he's sort of like subcontractor or something.
yep, yeah. So hopefully he's not passed away in jail or buried under somebody's basement because he got caught with somebody's lady or anything
Yeah,
horrible. So
yeah, yeah. I miss him too. But he still gets an invite. I know he's on my mailing list, and it never bounced back. So I'm assuming he's getting them. Because normally if an email's not there anymore, it gets kicked back to you. You get that mail demon or whatever it's called. Again, it says this email is not active, or it doesn't seem to be there, or some shit. I haven't got any of those in goddamn a couple of years now. So the 21 I send out, there must be still active emails. So there we go. Anyway, that was we almost ran the hour gone by, but we did talk guns though, or gun related stuff about practice and training, and can you survive without practice or training? I think you can, as you said. But the more practice and training you have, I think you're going to be better off than
I
somebody
agree.
who isn't. But when the crunch time, I mean, like myself, I said I know what. I'm not a novice in the sense of shooting, so I have an idea what I got to do if I ever ran into trouble. So Chris said he doesn't go on anyone's shows anymore. He doesn't even do side chats anymore. Oh, yeah. Well, last I heard, he had himself a girlfriend, and it was plus his mom was sick, and it sort of like took all his time. So there we go. Where I might drop him a line, see what an email, see if he answers it, and see how he's doing. So anyway, while it's almost quitting time here, I got my quiz. I'd done the thing last week, and actually talking about that, Patriot in the Dark won it last week. Because he entered it a couple of weeks ago, the last time he was here. So, where's it at? Here it is. All right. I got this from Google now, so I'm using this as the correct answer. It might be wrong, but I'm going by this. And what I want to know is, hang on, what was the first firearm is considered the first multi-shot firearm to be brought into military service? I said, is considered the first multi-shot firearm to be brought into military service. Now, I'm not sure. It doesn't say what when it says military, it doesn't say what country. So I'm not sure. I would imagine by the date, I'm not giving you the date because I would give you the answer, but according to the date, it wasn't here. Must have been. I reckon it's a European country actually, but I'm not. That's all I'm going to say. So the way it's worded here, it says the so and so designed around so and so is considered the first multi-shot firearm to be brought into military service. And I'll give you another clue. It goes, this firearm could hold 5 to 30 rounds, depending on the design. So there you go. That's all I'm giving you. So email me at rickslife at gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. And you'll be in for the swag pack. And I've actually even got it all ready to go right here. And see, I was on the ball tonight. Actually, I done it last week because that was the first week of the question. And this will be drawn on the 4th of June, which is the first Wednesday of the month. So that's when the drawing for that question will be done for the swag pack. So there we go. Hey, Gizzard Gary. You only got a couple of minutes left, but I'm glad you made it. Now, does Gizzard Gary still do a show? He does, doesn't he? Still?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. Well, that's right. We're talking about shows we used to watch or hang out on that aren't there anymore, Gary. So, I have to check to see if I've been unsubscribed to you because I don't remember getting any notifications that you're having a show. Yes, Monday nights at 9 p.m. Central now. Okay. All right. I might have to stop by on that. So, hang on, 9 o'clock Central. That's, what's that? That would be 10 o'clock my time, won't it? Because I'm an hour ahead. Am I reading it right there? Yeah, because if it's 9 there, it's 10 here. Okay. Yeah. Man, that's late. Oh, not really. When you think about it, it's not really. It's just that I'm getting old. Yeah, it sounds about right. Yeah.
Well, the lady kicks you out of the room, you got something to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yeah. So anyway, with that, I'm about ready to wind this up. Do you have any closing remarks there, New York Outcast?
Nothing serious. Basically, obviously, everybody out there, if you're in the same boat or whatever, there's a bunch of other channels we mentioned tonight. Some are still doing shows, some aren't. Obviously, if you're unfamiliar with them, go check them out. Maybe it's your cup of tea. Other than that, thanks for stopping by. We always appreciate your attendance. we hope you're satisfied for your ticket or your admission price, which was nothing. I may remind you. So if you do have complaints,
If you do have
you can.
complaints, send them to shooting left to center at
There you go.
gmail.com.
There you go. Other than that, eat a salad, stay cool, dodge the landmines, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Yes, I appreciate it. And with that, everybody in the chat, I appreciate you stopping by to listen to me waffle on. But as I've always said, if you guys got anything you want to talk about or anything, just drop me a line. And I have no problem bringing it up, if it's not too crazy. I might, even if it's crazy, if I like the idea, You know what I was thinking of? Maybe, I don't know how it would go across, but how about, I'm not saying every week, but, every now and then having a chat about, certain, what people would call a conspiracy, a conspiracy theory, I was thinking about that too, just because I like listening to those kind of chats, find them fascinating. So anyway, there's a lot of conspiracies out there, a lot of conspiracy theorists out there.
Well, a lot of them have been proven true over the last few years. So, it may have a hard time digging up new ones at this point, but I'm sure there's some out there for sure. So, and things that haven't come up. I mean, obviously, if you want to do like a speculation show, I mean, we could do a lot because there's a lot of rumors and different things out there, regarding our government, military, stuff like that. But again, that's all on your thinking. I've always find those types of things interesting. So, I'm game, but I don't know how the people here are going to see to that because some people, it's just crazy talk to some people. So,
I mean, there, as you said, a lot of these conspiracies have been proven correctly in the last few years, right? And there's people out there that say there can't be nothing like that because the amount of people will have to be in on it to make it work. Well, it's happening. It happens, So there you go. That's all I'm going to say. That might be a good topic. So if anybody's got any, if you guys got any conspiracy theories you want to talk about, drop me a line. We might do that every now and then. So there we go. I want to say thank you to everybody for being here. I really do appreciate it that you spend your Wednesday evening with me for the first part anyway. And with that, I will say good night and thanks for stopping by. And I'll see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, the only time zone that matters. So good night, everybody. Good night, Sabrina.